evolution of sound.
What is up, you guys? Welcome to the complete guide to master Sylenth1. Last week we did the last episode, which is episode 6, which is the effects section. In this video we're going to be talking about the Misc section, which is going to be located here on the bottom right of Sylenth1. We're going to be talking about the Polyphony. We're going to be talking about the mono legato, the portamento, and the bend range and the mod wheel. And we're pretty much going to have everything that Sylenth1 has to offer explained. In the next video after this one, we're going to be talking about making simple sounds with Sylenth1, and then the course will be over and you guys can officially say that you know how to use Sylenth1 fully. Now let's initialize this patch and explain what the Misc section is, guys. So as you guys note from previous episodes, we have mod envelopes, amp envelopes, and the LFOs. Now if you notice below them, we have two squares where we can input modulations to certain parameters. Now, let's say for some weird reason you want a mod envelope modulate a certain parameter with this envelope more than 2 times. Then this is when the Misc section comes in handy. You're going to click on source, and here you're going to pick mod envelope 2, let's say. This means that this mod envelope is going to alter this as well. So if you think about it, this mod envelope can alter more than 2 things. It can actually alter 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, up to 8 more different types of parameters if you want it, but that's just exaggerating over the top. So what we're going to do here is click here, and let's say we want to modulate now the volume, then we can do that with mod envelope by doing so, and we can, let's say we want the volume to go down. You can see. And now the phase, the pitch, and the volume, the pitch is going up, the phase is going up, and the volume is going down. We can have the volume increase as well. As you guys hear there, it has an increase in volume. So this allows us to do that, but there's so much more we can do with it that I'm going to be talking about in the Sylenth1 Secrets course that I told you guys I was going to be releasing. And it's probably going to get released next week. It's finally done. I have the artwork done, so it's just uploading up to Udemy and making sure that it looks professional. So in that one, we will get into advanced techniques using the Misc section. But for now, you can route this to various different parameters, fairly easy. The step velocity is a cool one that we're going to be talking about in Sylenth1 Secrets, but one of the things you can do is in the ARP section, we have a step velocity here. And the way we activate it is by going into velocity and clicking step, as you guys see here. And now with these velocities down here, you can control certain parameters. Like let's say the step velocity says how high the pitch goes. You can have that happen. Let's say we want the velocity to go down to 0, let's say. And you can see you can control the pitch with that. Now in the series, I will pretty much be showing you guys how to use it for what type of sounds, techniques, but that's pretty much the tip of the barrel. The last thing you can do is apply velocity, which are velocity sensitive type sounds, which means that if someone were to play a keyboard, like, you're making patches for someone or you're making patches for yourself, and when you press on the key hard, you want the filter to open up more. Then when you press it soft, then you would apply a cutoff like so, cutoff modulation, open up with velocity, which is how hard you're pressing on something. And again, if you put step velocity, you can use the arpeggiator for that as well. With that being said, the Misc section is done. Here's where you can route stuff to the mod wheel. Now, talking about the mod wheel is just like a shortcut thing. You can route stuff to it, and then as you move up, it will alter the values accordingly. So let's say you want to increase a positive change, you'll have the value go up, and if you want a negative change, the value will go down. Like instance, let's say we want pitch A and B to go up and the volume to go down, then we'll put mod wheel here. You see pitch goes up and volume goes down. So that's how you use the Misc section. Very simple, nothing crazy. And then the mod wheel is just for that, as I've explained. Now, right next to the mod wheel, we have the pitch wheel, which is going to, pitch for us. And a lot of people don't even use the pitch wheel. They do modulation pitching through their DAW. However, the important thing is right next to the left of it called the bend range. The bend range is a hidden feature because not a lot of people know you can increase it. And when you increase it, it just makes it so that you can pitch higher and pitch lower. So that's what it's for. The next thing we have is up top, we have the Polyphony, voices, and then we have solo and sync. Now, these parameters, I saved them for last because they're not that important. The only one that's fairly important is going to be the polyphony. Now, I can explain to you guys what polyphony is. It means more than one note being played. So this is going to be pretty much telling you how many notes you can play at once. Now, the key thing I want you guys to keep in mind with this, and don't over analyze it, is going to be if it says 6 polyphony, just know that you can play six notes at the same time on Sylenth1. But if you have it at 1, then you can only play 1 note at the same time. See, I'm pressing down on all the keys, but we can only play 1. So that's all polyphony is. And then next to it is the voices. It's pretty much going to tell you how many voices you can play, which is usually going to correlate to the amount of voices you add in each oscillator. For instance, right now we have a polyphony of 7 and we only have 1 voice here. That means 4 can come out only max. So if we put 1, only 1. But see, when we increase the voices to 8, that means up to 8 voices can come out, because this oscillator, when you have 8 voices, again, 8 saws are coming out. An instant, 8 saws, 8 voices are being used. And when you go higher, if you go up to 16, that just gives you, if I were to press 16 notes, I would get 128 voices. 16 times 8 voices. And see, as I lower this, this goes down. So don't even worry about it. Like I said, just know polyphony 16 means you can play up to 60 notes at the same time. Polyphony 5, 5 notes and whatnot. And you'll use this, let's say you have a big chord stack, then you can use it respectively. Let's say you have 7 notes playing in a chord, then you can have 7 notes in the polyphony. And that's it. Very simple. Next to it is the solo. Fairly easy. All it's going to do is it's going to solo the part you're on. And this is going to let us know, let's say, we want to solo this. We solo it. Now, if we go to part B and we play something, you're not going to hear anything. However, if we add like a square, a triangle, without the solo, they play together. But with the solo, you only hear one part. And this is great for hearing your layers. For instance, I wrote a blog article on 3 things you must know about Sylenth1. And one of the cool things is that you can layer part B with part A as a layer. So with solo, you can do that. Now, sync just syncs up the effects in Sylenth1, the LFOs and all that good stuff to the DAW. So if in the DAW, let's say Ableton, you have 128 BPM, then Sylenth1's internal BPM reader will be 128 as well. Here we have the mixer, increase in volume, decrease in volume, and whatnot. Now, the last section we need to talk about is going to be the mono legato section with the Portamento. Mono legato, mono means 1. You're only allowed to play 1 sound at the same time. But one of the cool things that happens is when you activate it, you can add a Portamento as well. Now, Portamento is going to be that effect you hear, that sliding effect. It's very cool to get really cool kind of acidy type sounds. Now, the mono legato, the Portamento has 2 modes, slide mode and normal mode. Slide mode is my favorite one just because you don't need to play in a fancy way. For instance, in N, in order to get the slide effect, you have to hold down 1 note and press the other note while you're holding down that 1 note. For instance, here I'm going to hold down 1 note, then press the other note. Keep in mind how I'm still holding down this note to get that Portamento effect. But I don't get it if I do this. Now, slide mode allows you to do it whenever. You don't need to hold down the note. So that's the difference between N and S. S does it all the time, and N only does it when MIDI notes are overlapping, and that's it, guys. And with that being said, that's going to be pretty much Sylenth1. In the next episode, we're going to be learning how to create sounds, a pad sound, a pluck sound, a lead. I'll see you guys next time.